Okay, can you hear me?
Yeah.
Okay. So what did you say?
I said, hold on, let me see. One of the staff is she's calling me. Let me call back. I'm just on the phone with my mom real quick.
Okay.
She's calling me on my phone, but I'm on the phone with my mom. I'm going to call her back real quick.
Okay.
When I'm done.
Okay.
Hello?
Yeah, I'm here.
Okay, tell me your dream.
No. Tell me first what you were saying about in the vision. What? I have blonde hair.
Like, a long time ago, there was, like, a land that was a part of heaven. Let's say kind of like it was like a town, but it wasn't a town. It was heaven. And it was before all of us, like people that lost their positions in Christ.
Yes.
Most of them lost their positions in Christ if they weren't good. They used to say bad stuff about you. And they knew you were God's wife, but they were so jealous that they couldn't help but to talk shit about you. And you know, me in my position being your daughter, you know, but, so they talk stuff about you. And you were a badass. Like, you could have did anything that I could have done better. But you were God's wife, and you said lay up. You know what I mean? You used to be with God. And so we come down there, and they used to taunt you and say bad stuff about you. Even in front of God, they used to talk bad about us.
Wow.
Yeah, and a lot of those people won't even make it back. But I remember you. You and Lamont were like identical. Lamont's father has hazel eyes, okay? Lamont doesn't have hazel eyes. When Lamont was in heaven, I had kids, and all my kids were, I don't want to say this because I know people are listening, but I'm talking to you right now. My kids were like the tree of life. Like every 12 different fruits, let's say, around the tree of life, were different kids. And I used to walk by the trees, and they used to speak so sweet to me, and they used to look up to me so much.
Wow.
So much.
Yep.
And they talk sweet to me. I'm walking by the tree, and I thought I was going crazy, but those were my kids.
It's part of their bloodline. It's just a part of your spirit. You know, we're in a container, but we were in different containers before.
Yeah, and they used to always provoke you, you know, and say bad stuff about you because they were so, like how the enemy, you know how the enemy has a desire in his flesh that he can't comprehend, and he could never get it right, and he could never give glory to God, or, you know, sometimes people were like that. Like, right, they could never stop being what they were in the flesh and bother people like us that were holding their position, and they used to nick and pack and nick and pick and pick and pick at us and cause us problems. Not just us, but some other people, I think, because we're the ones that held our positions in Christ. And even though we were stronger, but we were patient. We were patient with all the things that Christianity teaches you that Christians should be today. We were, even though we had to change to devour all their asses.
Loving and kind, loving and kind,
like that.
And have temperance.
And they knew we weren't, and they tried to take advantage of that and provoke us to anger or to use our power before a time that we were actually supposed to use it. That's why at least 3 times when I was younger, I was prevented from hurting people, like killing people that harm me, because my testimony right now is basically almost to suffer.
That's
wow. I was a messenger. I've always been a messenger as wisdom, and I'm still a messenger. But the devil, or people that choose to follow weak people, try to make it seem like I ain't shit when they know I am, because if they want to be involved with themselves in my life anyway. They need to mind their fucking business.
Right. I told you about the mind control, and those people, they know who you are, and they be doing stuff to keep you in the position that you're in. And that house that you're in is actually a pentagram, the streets and everything. So I got to show you that again. But back to this dream, right? Because all it is verification. All right. I'll tell you my visions. Let's see. Oh, first, when I was a child, this is real. This one of the dudes that molested me, I had made up this rhyme. Every time I turn around, I see devils come out the ground. And the adults told me to stop. Don't say that, you know. Anyway, the guy died. And I just kind of laughed because I was so upset that I gave him the opportunity to tell my parents. And although I was wise enough to know that he was disgusting and he was a scoundrel because he was a pedophile and he sexually, you know, violated me, I was too naive to realize that now that he was caught, that he wasn't going to actually tell on himself.
Yeah.
You know? And so I used to see spirits and stuff like that. So then I would have dreams and stuff, you know. And I went through night terrors and all that stuff, you know. And this old lady, she gave me a bag full of pins. You know them little pins that people put, those little brooches people pin to their hats and their dresses and stuff. The rich people, well, or upper middle class. She gave me a bag full of those, and she was like this gypsy woman. So as time went on, you know how we don't know what's going on, but we see all these people acting strange and doing stuff, and then we hear them talking about us, and they be gaslighting us and stuff. I went through how the people be gaslighting you, talking on the street about you, and when you're in the hospital, they talk about you and act like they're not.
Yeah.
Okay, that's called gaslighting. I went through all that stuff too.
Yeah.
Okay, then when I was in the hospital, they erased my memory twice.
Yeah.
Okay, I had that, what do you call it, where they put the things on your head and they wipe you for depression or whatever.
Yeah.
I had that done twice. And they said it'll erase part of your short-term memory or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
But I wanted them to do it. I remember the first time I wanted them to do it, and I remember I wanted them to do it because I used to see all these different worlds.
Yeah.
And I didn't know, like, when I would talk to people about it, they would just say I was crazy.
Mm-hmm.
And I remember that it was really strange. One meeting that I had with the doctor, he actually brought in these other two people that looked kind of strange to me. They were supposed to be professionals. And they had these charts, and they were writing down extra stuff, asking me, you know, a lot of detailed information about one of the so-called hallucinations I had. They said was extremely rare hallucination. And that's that there was times when I would see transparent, like people that look like glass.
Yeah.
It was like they were walking around like a ghost world. Like it was a world over top of this one, like people walking around and stuff, but they couldn't see me.
Yeah.
And when I've studied, they call this thing remote viewing. Yeah. The remote viewers, they get a code. These are the government. They go and they look through these different kind of eyes through meditation, and they use these charts and stuff. And they go in, and it's just like that. They go in and they can see through time, any place they want to through this destination, through this code, right, on a map or whatever. Mm-hmm. And it's a code and a time, and somehow it links into space-time, and they're able to be right there in that space and see people moving around and talking and doing things and bring back information. And I didn't know that that's kind of like what it was. Yeah. I just wanted to get rid of the voices that I was hearing and the different visions that I was hearing. And that one in particular.
But you didn't know what you were going through had true value at the time.
No, I didn't know I was special. I didn't have a mom to tell me, you're not crazy. You know what I'm saying? My mom would just say, there's nothing wrong with you. I would tell her I was hearing voices. She would say, there was nothing wrong with me. She would look at me like with discord, with distaste. Like, you know,
knowing
like I was.
What happened to you?
Huh?
Knowing what happened to you.
Yeah, well, you know, all the pedophilia shit that I went through with her.
Yeah.
That part of that too is the spiritual, like, curse part, the energy from that part, you know, the family, the energy. Also, when you're tampered with when you're younger, it messes with your root chakra.
Oh, yeah, Janae is having a hard time. She's writing her letters backwards. They're calling her dyslexic, just like they call me. And I started to remember, like, you know what? That's a result of somebody abusing her. Because she's not only having, she's aggressive. She hopped on Lamont's ass on her birthday. And her mom had to take her off of Lamont. Like, she's aggressive. She's doing bad at school. She's having night terrors and everything. They're calling her schizophrenic already. She wasn't even raised
on me. She
didn't even know me. And she's having problems already.
This is not cool.
I know.
And, you know, I'd be having visions about Janaea, too. And she's very special. She's part of our line. She has to, just like, you know what happened to you, but at least you knew me. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
This is not cool. So, anyway, we got to fix that, okay? Because they're doing that on purpose. The government is doing that on purpose, trying to keep us separated. They took your sisters from me, too. And the only way I could keep them together and be with them was to be with with Ken.
Ken, yeah.
Yes.
Hold on. I'll put you on speaker.
All right, so I want to finish, right? So I went through the night terrors and all that, and I didn't know what I was. I would hear voices. I would see visions of different kinds. I would see, I would have dreams and stuff, lucid dreams. All kinds of stuff used to happen to me, and I didn't know what it was. And while I was awake, even when I was little, I had said that poem. Every time I turn around, I see devils come out the ground, and that's because I could see them. I could actually see them. I can see them. So,
yeah.
Anyway, I figured it out that I was special, and I started to research it, and then I started to share that with you. At first, I kept it quiet.
Yeah.
And then I sought out other people that were into interesting things, you know, and ended up studying the occult and all this other kind of stuff, to the symbolisms, and started seeing how they corrupted the stories and stuff, and how they told us lies. So I was like, well, where the freak did I come? Where do I come from? And one of the things that was really freaky was your mom's birthday, 2269, the Groundhog Day. Yeah, my birthday is really freaky. So, you know, it got all these stories.
That's the same as Lamont's birthday. Lamont's birthday is 6209. And remember I was telling you, you were Lamont, looking like Lamont had hazel eyes and blonde hair. He was a little white boy, and he was a force to reckon with. Like, grown men was scared of him because of who he was going to come to be.
That's right. I was blonde in one of my visions. That's what I was trying to tell you.
I don't know what color were your eyes, but I know Lamont's eyes were so hazel, you couldn't make this shit up. I never seen nobody with eyes that Lamont used to have back then, as, you know, white people. And Lamont's father, guess what? Lamont's father has hazel eyes.
In real life?
Yep. His father, Lamont don't got hazel eyes, but his father has hazel fucking eyes.
Wow. Is he Haitian or something, or Trinidadian?
He's just a strong ass black man, and he's what I needed so I could have Lamont, you know?
Yeah.
So Lamont could not just take care of himself, but, you know.
Yes, I understand.
Lamont could be who he's supposed to be, because Lamont was, out of all the kids I had, like I already told you about my kids, Lamont was my favorite, mommy. Lamont was my favorite.
He's so sweet, you know, and
this
definitely
boy
a part
so
of.
Bad sometimes, like even when I remembered how bad this world was, I told him, "Look, baby, promise mommy you'll be good." Because you know Christians are sweethearted. We're not like other people are.
We can get that. We can get that way.
For the better. We look for the better, not the worse.
We can get that way, and you know it. But and it can
power
get
trip with all the power that God gives them today. You know what I mean? Power sometimes that they don't even have. And
yeah.
They, you know, that's the world revolves around.
What tripped me out is that the stuff that I had naturally that I was trying to get rid of and I didn't understand, I saw these people that I was studying with, like they were actually trying to gain powers and do all this weird shit. And I was like, I've been trying to get rid of this weird shit and you're trying to actually gain it. And then I learned that people were doing dark magic and witchcraft, harnessing other people's energies and doing all this wild-ish. And I was like, wow. So anyway, back to the vision where I was white. That's what I had forgotten. That yes, in one of the worlds that I'm in, I'm actually a white woman with blonde hair. And I remember years ago talking with one of my friends.
You look like a blonde lady, but you were like some movie star ass blonde lady.
I had on a white dress, and
there was. Let me call you right back. My staff keep calling me. I'm so sorry. I'm gonna call you right back. I promise. Okay.
All right, honey.
Is there a second time calling me? So hold up.
Okay. So and the different worlds, I'm always a different color or a different kind of being.
Yeah.
In one world, it's a crystal world, and there's who they call Thor there, and a cave, and it's all crystals and stuff. And another world, I'm like some kind of green elf kind of thing with a tail. I got a tail and everything. It's all green. There's a lot of trees and stuff like that, and birds and wildlife. And another world, I'm a vampire that lives and like she communicates with me. It's myself in another space through a mirror.
We're not vampires though. That's the same thing that I am. We're not vampires.
She's like what I said. She's like a vampire.
But you have things, right? You have things, right?
Yeah.
Ma, you have to know. You gotta know what I'm talking about, mommy. Please, this is some serious shit here.
Wait,
Niggas don't
and she
even
lives,
know what we are, our origin, and then you think about it. It's not just about us; it's
Shalea,
about
it's
other
not,
people too. It's just things that people don't even know in history.
honey, it's
Because that's
not
how
just
I
one,
am.
it's
And I
not,
be having to talk out loud and be like, "Look, all I can tell you is I'm not a vampire." But it's true, and we're not. You know what I mean?
you're
Like
not,
if you think about what
can I
you were
finish
saying about.
saying, it's
Okay,
not
okay,
just,
okay, okay, okay.
it's not just one place. It's quantum. That's what I'm saying. It's different worlds, S. So even though I was seeing that transparent world, and then in another world I was a white woman with blonde hair and a white dress, I was actually talking to some melanated folks, and they didn't seem too happy with me. And I was talking with them, and I wasn't pleased with who I was either in that body.
Yeah, yup, me too.
So I don't know what, I didn't really investigate too much further. Some spaces, because of everything that's going on with the being a targeted individual, with the gang stalkers and stuff, people tripping on us and doing wild shit.
Yeah.
There hasn't been a safe place to explore that. Like some people, they'll go and see hypnotists, or they'll go see a therapist that specializes in abductees, or government, what do you call them, research people that they did tests and stuff on, like they'll trauma individuals, deep trauma and stuff, they'll repress trauma, they'll do that work, and you can get help and you can sort it out a little better. And I was hoping to get that done, especially with you, because we got some work to do still, and we're still in a trauma state because they be fucking with us, and they got us in these environments and stuff, still controlling. And there's definitely government interference, definitely, because they couldn't hold you in these houses and take your children away.
I'm
And
so stuck in my ways with this country. I wouldn't even listen to you, mommy.
I've been researching for a long time, honey, and looking for the real deal. And I'm definitely, like I told you about that book, Soul Catcher. There's evidence to verify what we're going through, and who we are, and the bloodline, and the visions connect to other people's research and stuff like that. It's going to be wild. So just please stay on the right track. Try to get rid of those demons and purge as much as possible. Okay? Purge, meaning put those demons into alignment. Flush them out, send them back to the space, put them in a box. Remember I taught you the exercises to get rid of them with the breathing, and then you send them into the box and you lock it? Do you remember? Shalea. What happened? I was talking to you.
Yeah, I said I remembered when you were telling me about the box.
Oh, okay, because I was just asking you. I was just calling you and you weren't there.
No, my phone be acting up sometimes.
Oh,
and
I didn't hear you.
I can't get a new one because I just got this one, so sometimes people can't hear me on this phone. My bad.
And they'll mess with my phone. My phone is messed up too. This is a new phone and it's still messed up. Every phone I get, they mess with it. You get it's beyond the scammers. It's other stuff too that they do with technology. They do.
Oh, so much shit going on, guys.
It is, and so you definitely need your spiritual foundation to help you get through it. Learning to meditate and write and record things for when they try to erase your memory and all kinds of stuff.
Yeah, you're right.
Because it's spiritual warfare. So yeah, we're connected to different realms or worlds. Your spiritual essence. That's why you can see different places.
Yeah.
And Janaea is too.
I used to tell these people about planning to loan. I never even knew about that shit until I said it. And I had to say it at least more than once. Like, there's a planet behind Pluto, there's a planet here, there's a planet. I always tell them that shit. They take so much out of me and treat me like I have no value, and that shit be getting disturbing sometimes.
It does, honey. You'll be validated soon enough. That's what the Most High said. That's what my husband said. And that's funny because they also, all they kept talking about lately is, you're the wife, you're my wife, and you're his wife, and I just keep the wife. My real husband, my real husband, my real husband is right here. I'm right here, and I'm coming for you, and all this other stuff. And I'm like, this is some wild stuff. And then that's the first thing you said when we started talking before I recorded. Yes, honey. Go
You know
ahead.
what I've been noticing lately?
What?
You know how we're like, well, I know how I'm like rejected by people and humbled and put people and humiliated and shit. And a lot of men never valued us enough. You know what I mean? They never valued us, the way that they should have. But to be brought so low, for me and you, I'm your daughter, and I have Janaea, okay? You have Khalil and Regina, which is also very, very, very important. Mm-hmm. And you have yourself. And it's like to be brought so low for a temporary time, to be brought so high as a woman. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. That shit so good as fuck.
And
it hasn't happened yet, but I know it's true.
I was told I know it's true because I was told the same thing, and I wasn't even with you. I never said that to you. You see what I'm saying? They're giving me the same message. And I didn't say you're the one who's been telling me for years that I'm the bride of God, that I'm like a concubine of the Most High.
I remember the way they used to talk about you. So, like, you know what I mean?
And the visions and stuff that I have are like, they say like the same thing, And
Mom, most of the time they used to talk about you because you were so fucking pretty. So fucking pretty.
I'd be trying not to get hung up on,
It was even if we were in heaven, we were coming down here. The rest of these people were coming down here too. Some of them remember a lot more than we do, and we would never know it.
Right, they're not telling. But they know. That's why they're fucking with us. That's why they're being so deadly. It's just terrible the way we've been treated. I'm talking about the stuff that's been behind the hidden stuff from these hidden organizations, throwing us in hospitals, knowing that we're not crazy, not getting the proper alignment and help, separating mother from daughter, using this technology and mind control, to keep us separated, and hurt in a position of a trauma, and then having other people looking at you like, oh, well, what's wrong with her? Because they can't see what's really happening.
Yeah.
They don't see the government interference and stuff.
Or people see us, and they see us for what they see us for, and they know we have value. And even though we're humbled or in a humble situation, or our lowest state, the way that that's what I'm trying to talk about, the way they used to talk about, the people that used to talk about you in heaven, like, the way that our presence alone, like, I know mine, and I know yours too, our presence alone, men and women just can't take it. They can't, it makes them like, feel something inside that they cannot treat us right.
That's the siren. It's so weird. That's the energetic. That's the energy that was said to be there. That's the same energy that you're dealing with here on the planet. Is that jealous, spiteful energy where they just trying to keep every dollar from you, every happiness from you.
Yeah.
Shit is crazy.
Yep.
They won't help. People been watching me for years, and I'm trying to figure out how come they won't give. And I said, well, maybe they just don't have it. I get shadow banned and stuff. That's when they use this computer to keep your views down so that you're not really seen as much as you should be when you're talking to people, to the public and stuff. Just all kinds of weird stuff. So when you try to grow or get support, there's none there, so, but I keep hanging in there, and I say, well, my relationship was with the Most High, and just keep concentrating on that, on my development there,
Yeah.
But it does hurt, it does hurt sometimes. But then I remember, like, I see these visions of being, and I hear these voices, and I have conversation, and I get intimacy. Where he talks to me and tells me that I'm his wife, and I get these feelings when I dance, and when I pray and when I meditate, so I'm like, I'm with my husband.
I seen you dancing on YouTube. I was like, look at my mother.
You didn't see my TikTok. Go ahead, you can have him, sweet pea. You didn't see my TikTok. Oh, yup. I am tripping on
You need to
TikTok.
show me how to do that shit.
Okay.
And you guys, what God just told me before I say, he was like, stop, don't say the word shit because you're talking to your mother. Have some respect. And I said shit anyway.
I say ish all the time. That's one of my favorite words is ish. As I changed it to ish because I say ish.
I've been talking to Josiah, and whenever I cuss, he thinks that's like a gateway for him to cuss the whole time we're talking. I'm like, I'm listening the whole time. I can't even tell him to stop saying that.
Josiah. Big baby.
Yeah. I'm so happy I got kids, Mom. So far, I got 3. Whoever, how many more, whoever, or whatever, wherever the fuck
And
they
Josiah,
are, whatever color they are, nobody would ever know.
And you know,
and I believe that, even if that's why I said it out loud, because I don't give a fuck.
And you know the weird, the really pretty, beautiful thing about the Most High is, about my husband, is that his spirit is in all my children. It's in Lamont, it's in Josiah, it's in you, it's in your sisters, you know, it's in Janaea. And so you could tell it's in my bloodline.
How are they doing, Regina and Kalila?
Huh?
How are they doing, Regina and Kalila?
You know your sister Regina is dancing.
Stripping?
Yup, just like you was doing.
Oh my God, for real?
Yeah, this dancing thing is really weird.
Well, I bet she's making a lot of fucking money with a body like that and a face like that.
You know she's a beauty. She's a chocolate beauty, definitely.
Oh, yes.
I don't know, but I would rather her... I'd rather her be playing the violin that she learned how to... Come on now. Stop. But anyway, your mom dances too, so keep talking about is dancing, you know, in that way. But anyway, I'm just talking about dancing for the joy of dancing. Like when I dance, I feel closest. And I think that's why they're trying to take that part away and corrupt it. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. That's why I think that if I ever did dance again, that I gotta keep my body to myself.
Thank you. That you know, I mean, it's your body.
You know, no.
Even so, anyway, just work with that energy. You know what I'm saying? Work with me. That's what I'm saying. Work with the energy. Keep yourself out of trouble. Acknowledge it. Acknowledge who you are. You know, and just.
So what you say, Mom? I'm listening.
All right, honey. So anyway, that's what I wanted to say about that. As far as the visions and who you are, and a little bit about my journey and what we're still dealing with right now on the planet, you know, and what we gotta fix things.
I'm listening, Mom. I'm sorry.
Okay,
I'm listening.
Things that we should fix. Okay, is regarding our sensuality, certain things that we need to make sure that we direct in the right area. Don't hurt anybody with your sexuality. Don't hurt anybody with it.
Don't hurt nobody. Like, you mean like don't be like those other women that are so scandalous now and seductive and like harlots and shit like that.
Right. You know, if it's an art form, make it work with your sisters. Don't work against your sisters. Because remember that somebody's...
sisters? So you mean that I should just tell me literally because I can't
All right.
Remember, them, right?
Remember when you're dancing that's a sacred energy that you're working with. And anyway, so it's a sacred energy, okay? That you remember that you're directing that energy at somebody else's wait, let me finish. I'm trying to figure out a way to say it with
listen.
Okay. That's a mate to somebody's daughter, to somebody's mother, to somebody's cousin, okay? To somebody's sister, and you are also somebody's sister, somebody's cousin, somebody's mate, somebody's daughter, somebody's mother. And so you want to remember that. You don't want to be damaging with that energy. You know what it is. We all know what it is. It is what it is. But since you want to utilize it that way, and you can actually, because you're siren, take it and mold it like Play-Doh into whatever you want. So you could put it in a book. You could put it in a song. You could put it in clothing. You can invest it into your children. You can mold that energy into a space where it's going to be more useful instead of damaging. You don't have to be another whore out here twerking and making lyrics that are going to take your sisters and shoot them down holes that they're never going to return from.
Okay.
You can also use that energy.
100%.
You can use that energy for healing. And since it is a part of us and it is what it is, you can use it for sensuality like an art. I turn it into an art form.
Honestly, like what you're saying, and I want you to be broad with this, it's not just with dancing. I do this all the time, kind of like what you're saying. But because I'm always combating the devil, and he keeps lying on my people and killing my people and lying on my people and shit like that and deceiving my people, you know, and I be trying to teach them another way, but then the spirits be trying to act like I'm a harlot, I'm deceiving people, I'm not, and that's not even true. Like, when I put my words out there, and I know all these evil ass people listening, I put myself out there, and I have to walk down the street after what I've been through. I've already been through the harm, I already been through the death, I already been through the pain, I already been through the rape,
and still going through it. You know, through stuff,
you know,
that hasn't been vindicated.
Like, don't let them take your soul.
This
man.
is the second generation I'm talking
like,
to, going through the targeted individual trauma stuff because of her bloodline. You know, baby, for the last,
shit
this
crazy,
is the last thing
so
I want to.
Dying out here. You don't need to be a certain color to die or go to hell. Any can happen to anybody. People not understanding that.
Right. This is spiritual warfare. So the last thing I want to say, right, is that being.
Oh wait, because I'm not hanging up the phone with you because this conversation is too good.
I just wanted to say one last thing, and that's what I was saying is that, and seriously, being a part of God or being godlike does not mean being perfect. Hear what I'm saying? It has nothing to do with being perfect, being a part of God or being godlike. It's realizing your imperfections and being willing to work on them. It's acknowledging the place that you need work and being willing to do the work, to actually do the work, to change it around. It's not about being perfect. It's about doing the work on imperfections. You know? So that's all I wanted to say, honey. I love you. All right. Okay? And you enjoy your evening.
Thank you, but I'll call you sooner. I need to talk to you. If you can, please talk to me because this really helps me. I hope that it helps you too, but I know you're not always, available and shit like that.
No, I'm available. I'm just not available for the BS.
But it's all right. I'm not being disrespectful to you. I know, and I'm trying to hold you in high esteem. Like the devil always attacking me with you, always.
That's
and
okay.
I'm like, you know what? I'm starting to think. My mother is God's wife. I'm not going to judge her like the world might. I'm not going to judge her, you know what I mean, because of what you don't have or what's not right or perfect in our relationship.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not going to judge you for everything that I want you to be doing for me that I guess you probably can't. God bless this little girl.
Right, and I want to so bad.
And the devil always tries to do that. I said, no, if I could spoil my mom, which is not all about that, but coming from a person where I don't have shit, like, if I can help you out a little bit, sometimes, I get discouraged because, when I tell you something about going back to college or, getting your license, you think that I'm coming at you. You know what I mean? The wrong way.
I'm going to do that.
I'm just trying to help you. You know what I mean?
I know, but the situation I'm in, and I need more. I need to, I need some peace for that. So that's why we're working on the living arrangement thing first, okay? And then it'll get done.
All right.
It'll get done. All right, honey. I love you.
I love you too. Bye.
All right.
All right, bye, mommy.
Bye. I love you,
sweetie.
Pray
for me, please. I need it.
I always pray for you, sweetie.
And I will keep my little sisters and how do you say, in mind. Not more in mind, but I will try to see what I can do. And I will keep it on my mind because I've been thinking about it already before you told me. So trust me.
Baby, you didn't get it. Everybody is your little sister. Everybody is your mother. Everybody is your cousin.
I was thinking about that too.
Okay,
but I'm thinking
that's what I meant by that.
I swear to God, I swear to God. But
when you're swinging that,
when you said that and you was talking about how the other girls do the rap music to deceive people and the lyrics and stuff.
Yes.
And when you said that, your sisters and I knew that I'm not making up for what I said wrong. I knew that you were talking about Khalil and Regina, and you also talking about in reference to other women. That's the way I took it.
Yes. Okay, good. So you got that spiritually, okay? Every woman out there is you, and that energy will come back to you when you settle down and when you want it the most, okay? Just like they do. When you're sitting at home waiting for homeboy to come home and he had issues, okay? And you fill them with that spirit, okay? Deliberately to get what you wanted from him. Yeah. Remember that's the bag that you chose. So when you're swinging that energy, just remember, that's what I'm saying. Have limitations. Be careful. Remember that is also on the other side of that is you at home waiting for that dude, okay? Or dealing with that man. And he got
Yeah.
issues. So remember to not be too damaging. Don't go for his jugular. Have pity. Have some mercy. Have some kind of consideration.
All right.
All right. Love you.
Love you guys.
Bye. Much love to you and yours. This is Siren Buddha Medicine with the Raw. Talking with my sweet pea. Out here in the world, doing what she wills with her body and her spirit. And just getting a little guidance from her ma. Balance, love, justice. Remember to purge and acknowledge who you are. Be real about where you are and what you're dealing with. Ashe.